here's something I wanted to just look at. I feel like it's just been kind of out there. Maybe it's just something they want people to bite on and be distracted with, you know, with all these sudden unexpected events that have been happening, especially since the Mueller hearing yesterday. But I just wanted to check in with Article 2 of our Constitution about, you know, the executive branch, executive power, and how that's like Donald's new thing. And just to see how serious this is. You know, are they just dabbling in it, or is it a distraction? I think it's kind of both. So let's just see what this has to do with. So this is the Golden Tarot by Liz Dean. And so here we have Knight of Swords as the card of the reading, which, you know, someone taking action, wanting to rescue Donald with documents, intelligence, our Constitution. So the signifier, we have the Eight of Cups, change of heart, Second article is having a change of heart. You know, maybe other considerations. What's covering it is the Ten of Cups, the Republican Party. So the Republican Party, it's not just Donald, but they seem like they're really considering this. The challenge is the Page of Cups, because this is not good news. Being the cups, it might be more fantasy, idealism. But there's the idea is being thrown around out there. At the base of this is the Ten of Wands, the burdens the entire Republican Party is carrying. And look what's crowning the Empress, Mother Russia, throwing out another thing to do with your Constitution and your laws and your rules and how to get around things. So sick of Putin. In the past, this Article 2, look at this. We have two people. The House, the first article, the second article of our branches of government, really kind of was spectacular for the world, really on a world stage. Very successful in the past, how we've done it. In the future, Strength card reversed. It's not going to make us stronger. It would not make us stronger. Rather, these are, you know, issues that need to be dealt with instead, like anger and rage, about why we got here. How we see Article 2. Well, we see Article 2 as part of a sacred piece of art, our Constitution, by our founding fathers. It's reversed. It's on its head. There's been a disagreement about that, a falling out about how we're going to frame that. The environment, 8 swords. To bind up the Constitution and the articles of the Constitution. Hopes of the second article. We have the Knight of Wands reversed. The Knight of Wands oftentimes shows as Bill Barr, shows as White House counsel, trying to find ways to get around things, but, you know, rather impulsive, ill-advised. But the hope is there that it can be done. The fear is that the United States will be very cross. The Queen of Cups, all the fallout from that. Ideally, what's going to come would be to come. Ideally, they want this to be received as good news and a great, successful new idea. What's to come? 3 cups. If the Second Amendment, second article is celebrating I take that as the second Article 2 is in harmony with the first and the third articles and a celebration. I also think about the 2016 election and the Three Cups celebrating and how they won. This isn't that deck. This is a different deck. And so things are going to stay as is. But interesting, this is the extent they're going for their crime, not only of conspiring with Russia, but treason. You know, back in May, I think, or June, I did a reading on, did Donald hand over U.S. sovereignty to Putin? Well, he did in Helsinki. If you ever get a chance to read the Helsinki transcript of Putin's opening words, read between the lines, and it is so scary. It is so scary. But this also goes along the line with the third quarter moon of Leo. We're a very proud nation. We have a lot of strength. It's been weakened. With the moon in Taurus, with Venus, with the things that we value, and sudden upheaval and shakeups. I don't know how much traction this will get, but they're definitely like thinking about it and toying with it. Okay, thanks for watching this. Are the Democrats in disarray? No. They're transforming. I just cannot even believe how not even 24 hours after Mueller, MSNBC and The Spin and the rest of the networks, Democrats are in disarray. What are they doing? Why don't they go to Ohio? Well, I'm going to tell you why they don't go to Hawaii and do all this crap. They are not your 2016 Democrat Party. And they've even evolved from your 2018 party. They are changing quicker than you realize. The Seven of Pentacles, well, a ton of data and information they've had. They're sitting on it. They might be procrastinating. They're getting their ducks in order. There's a reason, and it's Mercury retrograde. They have hope. They have their compass. They know where they're going. They're being guided. They know what they're doing. And they know what the judgment is. They know what the stakes are in front of them right now and in the future. Are they in disarray? Eight of Pentacles? I don't think so. I think they are expertly crafting their plans, and they're still doing it. You all want impeachment? Call your Congress people. Make noise. Like Puerto Rico networks. At the base of this, ooh la la, it all balances on the Wheel of Fortune. The Democrats are not in disarray. That's what they want you to believe. They have a carefully crafted plan that's going on right now, and nobody can accept that. And I think they rather enjoy this because it sets the tone. Dems don't know what they're going to do. They're failing. No, they're doing a lot. A lot. Okay, and so my other question was, because why aren't the Democrats going to Ohio? And I'm like, I'll tell you why they won't go to the Ohio, because all that crap is rigged there with the elections. Are you kidding me? And there's so much Trussia in there. I'm not going to Ohio to hand over my data. And so I was like, are the Democrats running a counter data operation? And how they're handling their debates and where they're going? I mean, my hunch says, yeah, I think so. I have a hunch that says so. So I did this spread. What do we have for the card for the reading? The Four of Cups. They've had enough. They are probably putting data out there, watching what happens, and just observing. They're getting their stability going here with their data and their foundations before they go. I think that's pretty smart. The signifier, ooh, the Eight of Wands. What could this be? Data working quickly. Yes, they have a plan. They're watching the data. They're watching what the data does. Because what's covered by this is the government, the establishment, campaigns, and the advice of trusted sources who have worked with data. The challenge for them right now, the Four of Swords. How do we retreat and watch what's going on, but then have the debates, and how do we campaign as we're trying to monitor all this and keep our balance? At the base of this is the Tower moment of what happened in 2016. Never again. Never, ever, ever again. And Nancy got us through 2018 with her focus. I think she knows what she's doing. Okay. What's crowning this? I love this. The Ace of Wands. Success. An awesome idea that's showing successful. Because in the past, here we have the Ten of Cups, the GOP, all their data on what they do. And what's to come? The Ten of Wands. This is the Democrats' burden. They want to make it the Republicans' burden. Their game. They are ready and they're game. They've got the fire. These guys are all watery McTurtley. Okay, how do we see the Dems with this Counterdata operation? Six of Cups. They're looking at the past and what happened. They're looking at how the Republican Party manages their data with elections. There's a lot of assessment going on, and it matters so much. How do we see the Dems doing this? The Five of Wands. It's disorganized, it lacks structure, but it doesn't. This is the environment. I feel like this environment I feel like is this it's on purpose. It is on purpose. Don't let them know. They have this undercover so well. What is the hopes with what their Dems are doing with their data? The Chariot. They're moving with it. They're going with it. They're testing it in different areas of the country. They're seeing what happens. Did anybody have an idea this is going on? Their fear is heartbreak, that it won't work. This is their biggest fear. Ideally, what's to come? The Nine of Cups, that they'll be able to do whatever they want. They'll be able to take on the Trump regime. They'll be able to fill their dreams, because what's to come? Mother Russia wants to mess everything up. So the Dems are not just going to red states to try to win. They're going up against Russia, and they have to be prepared. There's no worries here, you guys. They know what they're doing. And I think with them not really acting like anything that's going on, which is driving the pundits crazy, let them be driven crazy. We know what's going on. I totally trust what I've been seeing from these two spreads here that I wanted to share with you. Okay, thank you. If you like this, please click like and subscribe. Okay, and the headline I just saw is that Biden beats Trump in Ohio with a huge lead in a new poll. Well, what's that about? What do you think about that, since I just did these two readings about data and testing? I will tell you, my theory is I think Biden is out there running cover for our candidates. I don't know if he's really, really running. I'll have more on that later, but a month ago or so I posted something you can't see it. It's unlisted, but I think Biden is out there taking cover, because I think he and his campaign have figured out the data machine. So I think he's out there running interference, which just is awesome. Whoops. Oh, look at that. I just said that, and look what fell out. Knight of Wands. You think? I think so. I think, and he's got strength. Okay, so Biden tops Trump in Ohio with polling numbers. What does that really mean about data and their counter data operation in Ohio? Cut my deck. The Ten of Swords. Because Ohio is a nightmare. And red states are going to be a nightmare. That's why. That's what they're doing with the data. What's the signifier about this? A fresh start, a new beginning. To not be foolish with their data. Testing the data, testing the campaign, testing the waters. Biden is out there. What's covering this with the data? How is it going to hold up to the lovers? How is it going to hold up to Trump Russia? And how is it going to hold up with the people in Ohio, which could, you know, be a template for the rest of other red states? What's the challenge here with data in Ohio? And so the Knight of Cups, that is, the challenge is trying to being appealing as a candidate without giving away the entire philosophy, the promises. This is what we're going to do for you, because in an instant, Russia is going to weaponize anything against any candidate out there. So good on Joe for being out there to test all the data. At the base of this, we have the King of Wands. This is my, oh, this is, they also have to consider UAE and the Saudi digital ops. So not only are they compensating for Russia, they're looking at UAE and the Saudis and the Middle East ops that are going on. Crowning this is the Queen of Pentacles going up against Rebecca Mercer's machine and Cambridge Analytica and AIQ and SCL and Emerdata and Parscale and blah, 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 blah. The whole thing, how it's all funded. So now we're going up against funding and the digital op against digital data up against the Democrats. In the past, the Page of Swords. Yeah, we underestimated the data and how lethal it was weaponized against the Democrats. In the what's in the future in Ohio? Six of Cups. We're going to have to appeal to the nostalgia. We're going to have to address this Republican Party aspect of it, and we're going to have to appeal to our past and remember who we really are in Ohio. This just fell out. The High Priestess and bust the Trump campaign entire machine with the Six Wands mob and how they roll elections to be able to do this and conquer this, eclipse it. Okay, so tell me more about this data op that the Democrats are testing in Ohio. How is it seen? How do we see this? Two of Wands. Well, there's an agreement and there's a disagreement. I'm being told reverse testing. Testing the good, testing the bad, testing all angles of it. Do you see what I mean? But they're in agreement in doing that type of testing. The environment with their data in Ohio is to find agreement and harmony with the final product. That's what they're doing in Ohio, even though everyone right now is screaming about Ohio and why would the Democrats do this, and they had a horrible day yesterday with Mueller, nobody wants impeachment, blah, 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 Mercury retrograde, blah, 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 eclipse energy, blah, 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 blah. Am I right? So the hopes with their data in Ohio to create a tower moment for Russia in Ohio, for the Republican Party in Ohio. They are planning an aggressive attack in Ohio and nobody knows it. But don't tell anybody. What's their fear with data in Ohio? Three of Wands. Miscommunication, miscalculation, missing something, getting the rug pulled out from under them. It won't work. Well, what's the ideal thing to happen in Ohio with Dems and data? It's to figure out their shortcomings. It's to figure out what's not working. So ideally, it looks like in the short term, they kind of want to fail, ideally in Ohio. That's the best bet for them because they can continue making corrections behind the scenes. So don't fret. Oops. See, nobody's supposed to see that. I think I let the page out of the bag, the cat out of the bag. So shh. What's the Counterdata op in Ohio? What's to come? 10 of Wands. It's their burden, and they're going to strike, and it's their destiny. They're going to win. The Sun reversed. They're going to reverse Donald GOP success. See, don't you feel so much better now about the Democrats in Ohio and data? There's a reason why everything is happening. Don't listen to the pundits, even if they're kind of left friendly. They're not, because they never interview the Hillary Clinton voters, ever. Have you ever noticed that? They always interview the independents, the Bernie Sanders supporters, the libertarians, the never Trumpers. Once in a while, maybe someone from the Hillary Clinton campaign or someone from the... No, they interview 0 people for a reason. And you know what? We're just going to keep it undercover. Women don't forget. And hell hath no fury like a woman march scorned. Okay, thanks you guys. Please click like and subscribe. Yay!